right, good afternoon, everybody. What I'm going to be showing you today is how to use Formative. Formative is a nice way that you can take that old stagnant PDF file and make it interactive, get some nice data back from it. It can help you drive some small group instruction. And it's just a nice way for your students to really try to move up that SAMR model ladder. So what I'm going to start with first is I'm going to turn on screen sharing with my Google Hangout screen. And we are going to go into Formative. So I'm going to turn on my screen share. And I'm going to select entire screen and share. Okay, so you can always go back and check out this link here that I have on the event page. I posted this nice little handout that I got from Formative when I first signed up for it, and they gave it just for signing up their site. It's just an awesome resource. It pretty much guides you through everything that you'll need on there. And this was also what they sent was their YouTube channel, which has lots of great video hangouts and step-by-step tutorials how you can take that PDF and make it come to life. So I'm first going to go to the website called Formative or goformative.com. And this is kind of like my main dashboard where I'm to my stuff. And what I'm going to do is go to my dashboard. And I'm sorry, I want to sign out so you can see what the whole process looks like. Now, what's great is I've seen this has worked on iPads and Dell venues, and you can see off to the side, this is kind of like a little snapshot. The teacher will be able to see a live response, how the kids are doing as you're maybe doing a warm-up or a handout, and you can click and interact with them. It'll be nice today if I had some people join this Hangout so we can see what that looks like in live time, but I'm going to try and take you through some of the generic stuff that you'll have to do. You and your students, the first time you have to do this, you want to go through sign up and make sure teachers pick teachers and students pick students. So I'm a teacher. There's no need to fill out any of the stuff, remember it, and that's the beauty, just sign in with your Google Plus account. And since I've already done it before, I'm already signed in with my GDAR ORA account. If this was your first time doing this, it would take you through making sure that you gave approval and that it had permission to access your account. So what I'm going to do next, now that I have my account created, is it's pretty much generic. It takes you through the steps. If you've ever used EdPuzzle, this has some very similar feels of EdPuzzle, where you get some great data back from some content that you provide to the students, and it can really help you drive that small group instruction. So as opposed to uploading a video, I'm going to add an assignment. So I hit the new assignment button, and they have some nice little generic things that they have for you. And I need to give it a name. And I'm going to give this a unique name, so this is going to be called For My Hangout on Formative. And we're going to go through some steps. Sure, we can add a question, but we don't have anything here. You could, I guess, start from scratch if I want to do multiple choice. And it's just like any old textbook program or assessment program like Socrative. You could just put everything within here. But maybe I can say, what is my favorite color? It's A, I'll make it red, yellow, blue. And the correct answer is yellow. Okay. And it's 10 points. You can make that more or less if you want. Okay. Now, I'm going to add some stuff. I want to upload. I want to move up that ladder. And this document is going to be this graph paper that I found earlier. I just downloaded math PDF files. And sometimes the hard issue that you have with using a PDF file is that there's never enough space to show off your work. So this could really help give you some relief and give you a lot more space on there. And that's what we're going to do. So I already have this file downloaded to my computer. And now I need to upload it to the Formative site. So I'm going to give the document a name called Math Hangout on a Graph. And I did notice in their little guide today that I was reading over it, you can upload Word files, but they say that their PDF files work best. And they would recommend if you had a Google Doc or a Microsoft Word file, that when you export that, if I were to take my file here, I would go to File, Download as PDF. That's me using a Google Doc. So if you have something in a Google Doc that you want to try to take up another level, that old test that you made 10 years ago, now you can get some great data back from it as opposed to printing off numerous copies and flipping through all of them and staying up late. You can just get a nice quick snapshot from it. So I'm going to upload it, and there's my PDF file. Okay, and it's processing. Okay, okay. Okay, now we obviously don't want the answer key on here. So I'm going to trash that. Okay, that's good. And maybe I want the graph handout to appear first. So we're going to move that up. So that's the first thing they see. Maybe this will be their final question at the end. So we got this old hangout. We want to make it do a little bit more. As I move my cursor around, I have this little plus button. Maybe I want to get a nice hook for my students when they first see this video. And that's going to be in the form of a video. So I hit the plus. Okay. Now if I had a question like I did before, we have these options. But I want to make some content for them right here. Maybe I want to get a little text block. Or maybe I want a YouTube video. I think I'm going to do some text block just so they get some generic questions what to do first. And give this title, use complete. Maybe I'll give them some generic stuff. Notice all these buttons here are like your traditional word processing program. Math and science folks, you can put in some formulas if you need to. But I'm just going to tell my kids here, please complete this handout. Honestly, if you get stuck, refer to my resources. And those resources are that Google Doc that I shared with you before, that I pasted into the event page. So I'm going to copy that address, highlight the word here, and make it a link. Let's open that new tab. That way they won't lose this document. That's very important. I always try to check that box. Okay, oh, and I have a typo. Sure, you can get more bullets and more formatting stuff on here, add more HTML, color code stuff, but I'm done with this now. Now that it's done, my students will know that they need to hit this green square to get something from me. Maybe I want to really get their attention as well, so I'm going to add another object right here. Add content. Now I want to make a YouTube video. And you could search for a public YouTube video, or you can put it in the URL. So this handout is on graphs. Search for it. Okay. Obviously, you would play this video before you sent it to your students. And think I'll go with this one here. Now I am having a hard time scrolling through this list, I can tell you, which does seem a bit of a downside of program.
All right, in this video we're going to talk about.
So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to share it. I'll get the code that way. Go back to Formative. Maybe just paste the URL there instead. And select that one. And maybe I want to hit. Need to know more about graphs. This first. Okay, so I'm selecting it. There's my video. If I need to change it, I could. Now it's all done. So it doesn't really fill up my whole handout. It's just a nice little hyperlinked button. Kind of like thin link, I guess, if you could think about making a little bit of objects in a big space. Okay? All right, so we got that done. Now we need to start filling out some stuff. Graph and right, list some type of rocks. How many fewer quartz rocks were collected? So maybe here, I can add that question. And maybe for this one again, I'll do multiple choice. And how many quartz? Let's run the numbers. Not even really looking at the graph for the sake of time. Let's say 40 is the correct answer. They said they will be updating it soon to have more than one correct answer. I saw in their guide today. Okay, so you see that number 1 is filled in. How many fewer chalk rocks were collected? Chalk to marble, what, 30, 50, okay, so 20. So now if I do 2, add a question. Maybe here I want to do a true or false. And I'll just tell them true, false. Good, correct answer. Put some help text in there if you wanted to. See, now let's make that 2. How many chocolate slate rocks? How many marble collected? How many quartz? So it's just really kind of simple questions. So what if for this one now, I'm going to add a question. Now I want my students to show their work. And show their work, as opposed to this is how many chalk and slate rocks were collected in all, I would say create a visual that demonstrates different numbers in all. Now this is really nice down here because you can add, let's say this question was about a graph. I can upload an image of a graph and have the kids draw on it directly. Or if we edit that canvas, maybe I want to give them a picture to work off of. And maybe I'll just say it's this picture as my background. This is actually a screenshot of another teacher students who done it. But we don't need that one. Maybe I have another picture that I can use. Maybe this one a better shot. Okay, and you can see he gave a type of warm-up for his students, type the text, and this was their workspace that they had to show their work for. That was a math teacher at one of my schools. He did a great job, and I really appreciate him offering these screenshots for me that I can go through. Okay, so that was the directions. I can edit the canvas. Maybe I don't want the students to focus on something, so I can get a pencil. I can hit red. Maybe I want them to focus on this key term right here. To really get them honed in on it. Maybe I can do some additional text. Say, really look at the. Trying to get that text box just right, and I'm looking like I'm able to move the picture. But as far as moving that text, it seems very difficult to. Oh, there we go. So you get your hand, and now we can look at that. So it turns into focus on some text. Okay, we're done with that one. Close my 3 up. So that was a show your work. Maybe I'll do a no, show your work. As I'll just give them a blank canvas to work from. Okay. What else can we do? Add a question. Short answer. Marvel. By the way, their answers in a short answer are case sensitive. So you want to give them a couple options on what that could be. Marvel or marble. You can keep anything potential that the kids might put in. Okay, done with that one. You can move these around to other spots that you want. Content do I have? Now an image, this could be something else I want the students to see. Now the difference between an image and that whiteboard one that I had before, the image, only the teacher can manipulate. It's kind of like focus on this object. Upload it. Okay, here's 2. And this is a screenshot of all the warm-ups that my teacher got. I've highlighted the kid's name so you can't see who did what, but you can see what a quick way to glance at all your students and see who understood their warm-up for the day. I need to work with this kid, this kid, this kid in my small group for today. Everyone else can access their content that I need. And so that's an image, so we can close that up. So it's not really a question, that's just something to hook. You can tell the difference between the blue and the green. Anything else I can put on here? YouTube, a whiteboard, the image, so a whiteboard again. It's very similar. The green is for me. He is the teacher. I can get that picture. Provide that for the students. Again, maybe I want them to focus on something. Okay. So the student, especially on their iPad, will not be able to view this file. I'm sorry, the students won't be able to temper with it. They can open it up, but they can't do anything with it. The teacher can edit pictures like that on their iPad too. So again, this works very well with the iPad. All right, so we got everything here we need. It looks like I can't move that question mark that I did before. So maybe I'll do it at the end. I can upload an additional sheet if I wanted to, add more content. But I think I got some pretty good stuff on here now. So next, let's go to preview. Okay, this is what I'll see. I can click on these objects now. There's our hook. Click on that link. It takes me to the website. Let's close that. Let's see what that video looks like. We can play that video.
All right, in this video, we're going to talk about.
Wonderful. Go through, so I'm now ready to start answering these questions, and I can see a difference between when a teacher just provided me a picture to look at and when my teacher provided me with a picture that had some marking on it, the whiteboard. And then my other questions, this was an area for me to type. Okay, so we got some good stuff, and there's our multiple choice at the end. And I would submit it when I was ready. Then I have my live results. And we can see as the kids were working on these in live time. So now, let's see what the live results look like. I'm going to assign it. I've already made up my class before. If you needed to make another class, you could. I want to enable this for only my classes. You could share this with other people if you wanted to. So I'm going to make it here, and look at that beauty, right into Classroom. So what a nice way to send that right to your students. We can give them a quick code, but I do believe one of these do say something about the guests can't receive feedback or see their scores. So I'm not too sure if they'll be able to even get that for sure, but you can embed it into your website. It's just a great little tool that we can use. But I'm going to send it to my class. That class is now on. It's open. You have a lot more options on here. Can't see scores and edit score responses. Can't respond. So what's the sharing do you want to give them? I'll give you a second to read over those. So I'm going to go with that. Okay. And now I'm going to go back to my Hangout. And here I have my iPad. And I'm going to open up the iPad. And by going to the website, I'm going to go into this class. Now, on my iPad, you can see I was already signed in for as my other account. So I signed in as a teacher with my school Google account, my Google Apps for Education. But on my iPad, I'm actually signing in as a student, and I'm going to sign in with my personal Gmail. So I have two options here, and I'm going to go with my personal Gmail. And I rejoined that class, this test one. And you can see there, I have just test 2. That 2 means there are 2 assignments for me. And I already completed the other one before. That 2 shows me what they look like. And my teacher had already scored the top one, and it says scores are available. But I'm going to go with the one right underneath it for my Hangout on Formative, which was what we just did before that we created. And here we have now the graph and stuff that the students would see. So this is the kind of the students' view and how they're going to experience it. So if I hit my A, yeah, okay, read it, see what it tells me what I gotta do. I understand what it's supposed to do, so I'm ready to move on. Hit my A. I can hit the little green plus. Sure, I can watch the video, do a nice little intro into the activity, but I don't need that. So I'm going to close that. Okay. Now we're ready to answer these questions. You can see right where the squares are, what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, and I'm just going to go through each one. Pick that. Okay, and done. See if I can close this in a little bit more. Now, what I don't like is I don't know if I did this or not yet. So I'd be worried if some of my students hit the wrong button, or maybe at this case, they looked over at a partner screen and they saw what their partner picked. You do have the option to shuffle these if you wanted to, but go on to my next one, 2, done. Now, as I'm taking these, I'm going to go back into my screen sharing mode, and let's see what the lifetime view looks like of this assessment. So we can go to live. And this could be a single question view, live results, or a summary view. And there I am. Here I am filling out the stuff. So what a nice little snapshot you get. Try and imagine this was all full of squares and options that we saw. So the green icons, you can see they're really not graded. The blue ones are, and I got it right or wrong. So if I go to single question, and we could do all. This is my class test. That. Okay, so you can see, try and imagine again, you had all these names under here, and you would see in live time what we answered, the percent who got it, and those got it wrong, so auto-graded. Okay, so I haven't done the third one yet, so I'm on my iPad now, and I'm going to hit number 3, and here for number 3, oh, see, once I started touching it, that just popped up. So let's see, create a visual that demonstrates the different numbers and all. So on my handout, on my iPad, I'm going to make it a red pencil. I'm going to pick the pencil tool, and I'm just going to try and draw some rocks over here. And you see that those just came up? 3, 4. I just drew 4 more rocks. And so it's got a little delay to it. Let's say if I was to click online, type my feedback. Great job. You are getting kind of close, but not that well. So I just graded myself, and I just had a little pop-up came up my iPad with a speech bubble, and I could hit the 1, and that's where my teachers gave me instant feedback. So it'll probably be difficult to do all these, but it could be a nice way where you can start going through them. You can also hit your little speech bubble there. Do it. Now, I do find looking at this little picture can be very difficult to see. I mean, that's why it's delayed, but if you want to look for a whole snapshot view, so I just drew 5 circles, and it just came up. So, a little hard to see on that screen, but I would probably rate my students through there. Okay, so let's go on to our next question. I'm going to hit done. So I can actually turn it in. And now I'm going to go on to my next one, number 4. And on my screen, I'm like, okay, students, let's go on number 4. I can see no one's done it yet. And my assignment is I have to draw a picture of some rocks. And what I'm going to do is I hit the little mountain button on my iPad, and I have a couple of options. I can take a photo. I can go to my photo library, access something from my Google Drive, my OneDrive, or iCloud. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a photo. I'm going to flip my camera around. I'm going to take a picture of myself. use that photo. So that photo is just processing right now. It just came up on my iPad, and there it is down there. So now I have to draw a picture of some rocks, so I'm going to take some blue, and my pencil tool selected. Now I'm going to draw some circles on the bottom. And you can see my drawing is starting to come up now. If I hit the little hand tool next to that on my iPad, I can move the picture around, but I'm having a very difficult time. Oh, I can actually, yeah, I can move the line drawing as well. So maybe I want it to be up top like I have blue hair on. So I can move that all object of line. So this would be great if they're working on a fraction. They can move that bar around. So again, a lifetime. I see Bo, he's doing a good job. You got about it. So imagine if you start, okay kids, you got about 5 minutes. Everyone needs to start drawing these up. As the time comes up, you can start grading them. Get that little snapshot, who's got it down. Okay, so I'm going to hit done. I'm curious, what happens if I don't hit done? It looks like it saves my work anyway. All right, next question. And this was the one I had to spell correctly. And I'm actually going to type marble exclamation point. Ooh, and it automatically graded for me. I didn't hit done yet, so let me backspace and make it a period. Oh, interesting. So it graded it for me, even though I'm still marked wrong. And now I have done. So I wonder if that red done. Oh, it looks like that red is still holding me accountable. So I'd be curious, a little leery about using the short answer. Okay, 6 was just a picture for me, so I'm not going to worry about that. What you see here is what the teacher would see or the student would see. And again, this is a snapshot of what I've been going through, just a bigger view. So the teacher gave them an answer, the kids are drawing this out on their iPads. We did find that they can draw this on their venue as well, but the stylus pen will not work. And the teacher had a snapshot score on their progress. All right, here's the pencil again. I am the teacher here, so I can mark this up. And since I just marked it up, if I go to that question, it doesn't reflect those changes on my screen. I think it's because it's already been assigned to me. But I don't see those black marks on my iPad. So I'm going to close 7. And then at the very bottom, underneath the PDF, I have the last question, what's my favorite color? And I know it's yellow, well, what if I pick red? Okay, that was wrong. Oh, I'm looking over my partner. I know it was yellow. So apparently the multiple choice ones will automatically grade and fix the score, but if you do a short response, it won't do the fixing of the graph. So going back to blue, I made it blue. Yellow, yellow's correct. Okay, so I'm going to submit. And then as a student, to go back to the screen, I've completed it and it tells me I can go back and I can go to my dashboard and I can see how I did. There's my 2 assignments for that's my class. And for my hangout, this was my work. Let me hit submit. Next one, thank you for using Formative. Red one here. You can see the teacher feedback when I hit that red one up there. Okay. Now, why I don't have my scores yet, I don't know. Maybe it's kind of thinking. But before, I did test 2. See, you can see here, it's only telling me scores available first one. You can see what scores available did for the first one. When I did this with my other classes, I provided, I just did my flight itinerary, and this is what the teacher would see, that no one completed this, or I myself didn't complete this because I did such a bad job. If I go down to number 2, done. That was number 1. I had something to do here, multiply these. So I'm doing this live time again. Done. And submit. Dashboard. So I think what we need to do now as the teacher is probably go into that assignment, and let's make sure that our students can get their data back. And I'm going to have to guess you want to keep that locked out. That was probably that option I didn't realize I was clicking before. But this way, the kids aren't going to be able to see their scores until you know everyone has completed it. So let's go to our assignments. For my Hangout, we have 2 responses, live results. Okay, right, export that as a CSV file, import that into PowerSchool, or just look at it that way. But apparently, might need to edit it and see if I can go to assign. Let's open it now. Close with scoring, can't respond, can't see questions and scores, can't see scores and edit score response. So I'm going to go with this one now. And close out of that. See if there's a save button down here. So it changed the view rights on it. Close and scoring. This is code. All right, let me go back to my home page. And on my iPad, okay, so now go back to the screen. So on my iPad, I refreshed and I went back to my dashboard, and now I have my scores available for my Hangout, Formative. Let's see, the teacher has all students collected their work, and he's ready to let them see what they did. See what my score is up here. So that actually is pretty nice to see. So kids won't know who did what, when and where and why until everyone completes in their work. Well, I believe that is pretty much what I can tell you about Formative in a nutshell. We've made up the assignment. The classes, they're pretty simple. You just go to your classes. You can make up classes just like any other management system. You give them this code. I'd be curious to see what it looks like if you just give them the code, say in Google Classroom for an assignment, as opposed to making up a class code. Me personally, I would make up a class code and have all the kids join it. But that is Formative in a nutshell. I hope you can see some ways that you can now be able to get some great data back from those old test and PDF files that you may have, and really have it help you drive that small group instruction. So you can take some quick snapshots. You can look at your warm-ups like this. You can look at exit slips like this. It's really a nice way to move up that SAMR model ladder with your old stagnant stuff. So thank you all for watching. I hope you guys get some stuff from this. Take advantage of the stuff in the sample tutorial, and if you watch this video on YouTube, be sure to check out the other videos of Google Hangouts that I've done on my other ed tech tools. Till then, have a great day, and I'll see you all later.